What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Ride and Dad channel video, or welcome if it's your first time. Either way, very glad to have you. I'm super excited about this video. We are about to turn the nighttime into the daytime. Let's roll the intro and we'll explain how.
Riding down a YouTube channel, it's the riding down a YouTube channel, it's the riding down a YouTube channel, it's the riding down a
All right, so you guys saw the thumbnail, so you understand what this video is about. If you saw the last video, or if you're familiar with what I've been doing, I got rid of the fairing. I did sell it to somebody finally. It just wasn't a great fit for me. Tons of videos explaining why I'm that, so I'm not going to really dive into that at all. But if you also saw the last video, you knew that I said I had a surprise. So in the past, I have been using a standard 5.75, 5.25, I can't remember, but in layman's term, we always just describe these standard size lights, the ones that come stock on the Softails, as a 5-inch light, essentially. What I have today is a Baja Designs LP6, an actual LP6, not a knockoff. I know they have a lot of knockoffs that perform incredibly well. I was debating on doing one of those. The main reason I went with the LP6 was because I heard the knockoffs get super hot. And this LP6, the specific kit that I bought from Cali Raised Moto, the link will be in the description. This LP6 can be run as is with my kit in like a Memphis Fairings Road Warrior fairing. And if I do any fairing at that point, or at this point, I think that's going to be what it's going to be, mainly just because of price and option and availability. It's pretty $100 to do it. It already comes in a painted black. I can just bring it to my pinstripe guy to have him match it with some either designs or pinstriping, like outside of the box, whatever, or like perimeter kind of pinstriping to match with the blue that he did over the tank lettering. But either way, this is the LP6 I got. It comes with the bracket hardware specific for the Lowrider S. But they have one specific for your bike setup, and it comes with this wiring harness and setup. So this wiring harness is kind of set up, this wiring harness setup is kind of unique, uniquely specific to this. So and there will be a light comparison at the end of this video, but let's just look at the size here. Besides the fact that the LP6 is regarded for being just absolutely bright as heck, just look at the size in addition to this. So I'm super excited. I've never seen one of these LP6s in person. I'm crazy excited to see, what the difference is. So let me put these down real quick and we'll talk about the harness. All right, so this harness comes with some extra goodies in here. I'm gonna leave, there's some heat shrink stuff and a red wire with a fuse built in and everything like that. So we'll talk about that in a second. But first I want to show you the actual harness. Oh, I didn't know it was zip tied. All right. Well, I can only show you so much, I guess, without cutting it real quick. But so it comes with some relays. This specific setup from Cali Raised Moto says it comes with a, I forget exactly what they call it, but it's a hookup, and I'm assuming it's this one because I know where everything else goes. But it comes with a hookup for something, they're like proprietary. I think it's like spotlights or something that they're coming out with as well. So I'm assuming that's what that is for. I don't think they're coming out with spots. I think they're coming out with a specific mount and harness to interface, like some of the Baja Designs, like I think it's like the S1 pods or whatever it is. So they're coming out with that. This plug is the plug that goes into the LP6 in the back. It's the only plug spot that's there. This plug goes into your headlight, which is cool because it's literally a plug and play for your Lowrider S style headlight, and I believe this is probably the same on all the M8 Softails. And then you get a red and black wire that need to go to your battery terminals. So you unspool this. Basically what we're gonna do is we are going to feed this through. I got a sneeze coming on. Ooh. Forgive me, I apologize. I know this is probably annoying to hear me sniffle and the voice is kind of blocked up and everything, but allergies are bad. It's early morning. I'm in a time crunch to get this done. I unfortunately didn't have time last night to get it done. I was working late and I didn't want to prolong it. I wanted this to be this Saturday's video immediately following last Saturday's. So I had to wake up super early after being out at work late because I need to install this and get it done and go outside before the sunlight comes up. That way we can do a comparison and you guys can actually see what the difference is with the light. So I got about another hour and a half to about an hour and a half. So I'm gonna try to speed this up. But yeah, so we're gonna snake this through. I haven't decided if we're going under the tank or if we're going through the frame. But either way, we're snaking those wires through. Once we get over here, you notice I already have the seat and the tank off to make things easier for me. Once we get over there, we are going to get out this red wire. We're gonna have to cut the wire ends of the black wire and then of this wire as well. You get this heat shrink tubing that has solder built in. We're going to connect that red with this red with that heat shrink, and then you have two terminal ends. Oh, I dropped some wire loom. You have two terminal ends for the positive and negative that we're going to have to crimp on, or hopefully we can solder it. If you know me, I'm not a big fan of crimping as much as soldering, so we'll see. Either way, I'm going to go ahead and snake this through, and then I will meet you guys at the battery terminal because can't do anything without this. So let's go ahead and get that done first. This is easier said than done, and I'm showing you guys my real-time struggles right now, for sure. Try to get this battery lead up here to make things, I guess, a little easier on me at least. And again, for you guys, if you do not have this NOCO battery lead already, this probably will be a million times easier. But yeah, perfect. Yeah, but this is what we're dealing with now. Try to hold on to it maybe by the NOCO lead. See if I can keep it in there. Might have to resort to putting some sort of temporary zip tie piece on here just to hold it together when we're trying to snake it in there. All right, so off camera I wound up doing that just because it was too much fiddling with it and stuff, and the camera was getting in the way of where I wanted to put my head to make it easier and everything. So that was a gigantic pain in the butt. However, your setup probably won't be as bad as mine unless you also have a softail, an M8 softail, and you also have the NOCO battery lead or some other secondary battery lead on there, because it's just a pain to line everything up because there's no room in there to grab anything, and then you got pliers you have to worry about. The metal end of the pliers not grounding stuff out and touching a bunch of other pieces of metal. It's a pain in the butt. That should be the worst part of this install. Everything else should be an absolute breeze. So now that we got that portion of it, our exposed wires are here. I'm not bothering tugging anything in because I still got to figure out where I want to relocate my turn signal lights and all that stuff. Actually, at the end of this video, when you guys see the comparison of light, the tank's not even going to be mounted on. I'm literally just going to have the electronics for the light and everything. So with the regular Baja, or the LP6, Baja Designs LP6, you get the bracket and their hardware, as well as some, kind of universal pins and connectors and stuff. That way you can wire it up to whatever your application is. With the Cali Raised Moto, you get your specific one. This is part number 127050 for the Lowrider S, specific for the Lowrider, or for the Baja Designs LP6. I will say again, if I forgot to mention it before for the first time maybe now, but I did get this from Get Lowered, so I'm wearing a Get Lowered shirt. You can order stuff directly through Cali Raised, but Get Lowered has a very easy, you literally just find the whole LP6 kit. It has the LP6, it has the wiring harness, it has this. It's literally everything. You add one thing to your cart. It said ships in 3 to 5 weeks, but this took 2 days to ship to me, and it only took like 4 days to get to me with like their free or whatever shipping. So super impressed with that. So this is the kit, or the plate that you're gonna get with the Lowrider S kit. Let's move this wiring off to the side. Easier said than done. And bring you guys down a little bit as well here. There you go. So this is gonna go right here, and then these spacers are gonna go in between there. This appears to be grade 8 hardware, which is really nice to see. Already comes with locking or nuts, not washers, which means we are not going to use Loctite. So let me go ahead and get the tools. We'll bolt this on and go from there. Like I said, this is the easy part, so I'm not worried anymore. All right, so these bolts happen to be a 1/2 inch nut, and what size was and a 1/4 inch Allen. So pretty standard. Go ahead and remove this. Put the mount up on the top. Put the spacer. Put it down the hole, and put the washer and the nut through the bottom. And I wonder, I should have probably checked if that was even correct. I wonder if it's supposed to be facing down or facing up. I don't know. Maybe, okay, so I would assume it's definitely supposed to be facing down, because facing up, there's no room for anything. So let's go ahead and do the reverse of everything I just did. See, real time, guys. I don't hide stuff from you. Whatever happens, happens. People make mistakes, you know, just is what it is. So there we go, we got that piece of it. Now, there we go. We'll do this one, and then we'll snug it down and then mount the LP6 harness up here as well. And I dropped a washer. Splendid. All right, so if you just watched the last 20 seconds and thought how much of an idiot I was, I appreciate it, because I am an idiot. I just didn't, it's been so long since I did anything with this headlight that I just wasn't even thinking about the kind of recessed bolt spots on the bottom of this tree mount. So flip the bolts. I don't know why they included 2 sets of washers. I only use 1 set of washers because if you use the bottom set of washers, you cannot get the bolt all the way in there, and then you cannot reach your Loctite, and it's just crushing the washer, and it's like a weird setup. So no washer on the bottom, bolt goes through the hole, washer on the top, nylock nuts on the top. It looks a little bit odd now, but it's going to be covered up with this gigantic light. Anyway, now it's time to mount the light itself. So the light mount there's the middle bolt is gonna, or the middle hole is gonna be the largest bolt of the actual LP6 kit. You mount it with the adjustable holes on the inside, and the outside hole being the singular hole. And these are all nylon lock nuts. That's a little bit of a tongue twister. Nylon lock nuts as well. So no Loctite here. Bolt goes to the top. These are 9/16. Are they? Yeah, 9/16 bolts. So bolt on top, washer, then washer on the bottom, and try not to drop it. Locking nut on the bottom as well. Let's go ahead and get this on. Snug it up just a tad. Try to push it back a little bit. Maybe about center. It's probably somewhere around there. And we're just gonna cinch it down just a tad. Like I said, this is not its final form. Just kind of putting this on and then doing all the wiring and stuff like that. Now, we have to mount these side bolts, which happen to be also with nylon and washers. So bolt, washer, bolt, washer, followed by washer and then bolt again. Like I said, guys, this is the super easy part. I mean, anybody could do this. I have not opened the directions for the LP6 even one time. I believe Cali Raised has a video on their wiring setup if you're more curious about them. You do have to keep these large relays, but to my knowledge, this is the only kit on the market that you can do on your own. I think these are 7/16. So let me grab the other wrench and we'll cinch these down just a tad as well. Straighten this out a little bit. Looks straight to me. And just keep these bolts in the front. Again, these are not where they are going to be for good. Still a little sniffly, but I'm getting better if you're curious. Thanks for asking. All right, now it's time to mount this behemoth of a headlight. So, ooh, so shiny. So shiny. This friggin' plastic is sticking to me. All right, so obviously you put it where the B and the D make sense, since the bottom. These lights are just amazing. For those of you who don't know, they have like this side light as well that projects light out. So super, super cool. I am going to, and there's enough to do it, which is why I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna put a washer, so it's gonna go bolt, washer, through the hole, washer, light. That is the setup I am going to do. So, we got that one down. Gotta put this in the front bolt. Finger tight. Do the same with this one. All right, so somewhere in there, my camera wound up cutting off. I didn't realize I was close to the 5-minute mark, but I got them all done. I actually lost one of the, wouldn't be a Riding Dad video if I didn't lose something, but I lost one of the washers. So temporarily, I used one of the gold washers that were from the bottom mount for the Cali Raised bracket. This is very far forward, so what I am gonna go ahead and do before I ride this at least, is move the headlight back as far as it'll go in there, because it is it's a tad forward right now. But like I said, this is designed to be able to be used with a fairing. So once you buy this, you can use it with whatever you want. This plug doesn't go anywhere. This plug will go into your typical headlight plug from the bike. And then this plug will go back into the LP6. Now, if I did everything correctly, this should work. So, this is gonna be the maiden voyage, first time we're turning this on. Fingers crossed that something doesn't freak out, but it should be on now, so let's try it. I'm a little nervous. I got something in my throat, apparently. All right, we ready? 3, 2, 1. Hey! Look at that! Look at that! Alrighty. Well, we did it. We did it. That is so crazy bright for barely having any of those lights on without the brights. That's insane. That's awesome. Got the little fancy... It is already getting hot. Guys, it's LED, but it's already hot. I know while you're riding, they have a lot of it's specialty cooling and stuff like that, but dang, does that get hot. All right, we are running out of night light. Let me go ahead and take the bike out. I'll take some pictures with my phone, so it's mounted up on the tripod because the phone gets, believe it or not, better quality than this camera for pictures. So let's shut this off before I wind up burning the headlight with no wind. So let's go ahead and move it outside. I'll go on my block. I'm gonna take a still picture with the autofocus locked so it doesn't change the white balance or the focus or anything like that, of the headlight straight on with the old one right next to it, because I should just be able to unplug the mount from the back of the LP6 and have the stock one, and I'll just hold it. And then we're going to go ahead and see the throw beam from the old versus the new with the standards and the high beams on. Let's go.
Better frame into a better name. Society's insane, we all live for fame. Yeah.
Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gon' live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, do it no cap. Only God wants you, better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad, baby, I'm bad. I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gon' live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up. I'm crazy, I'm mad, do it no cap. Only God wants you, better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad, baby, I'm bad. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gon' live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy.
All right, so we finally got the LP6 on. You guys saw the differences in the pictures. Now keep in mind, the camera only does so much justice. I did lock the autofocus, so it should be as close to as scientific, of a comparison as you can get, with the iPhone camera at least. But again, even that didn't do it justice. This thing is just, when you look down my road, this thing goes past all of the rest of my block, and I had to point it down right after I took the picture just because I felt bad, because it is 6:30 on a Saturday morning, and I want to piss off the people in that house, and maybe it was their bedroom window or whatever. I didn't want to bother them, so this thing is insanely bright. It looks super cool. The side throw of the light, the light just starts immediately after your front tire, and it just goes. It just goes far, and it's awesome. So I think money very well spent on this. I am very happy with it. God forbid anything does happen. I hear their warranty and their customer service is very good. Baja has been around for a very long time. Obviously, they've been making really good lights. The Cali Raised mounting bracket, which is really just this metal piece, and then the kit, includes their wiring harness and everything, is awesome. The only thing that sucks is this relay harness is pretty big, especially if you don't have a fairing like this bike, and maybe if you're looking into doing something with it. That being said, it can be just tucked behind the light, especially when I move this light back, the inch or whatever of the play. It's not going to be crazy visible, but it is just, something to have. The cool thing is, though, like I said, when Cali Raised does have their other setup, it should be a direct plug and play. And I think it was just like spotlights, like the S1s or something like that. Don't quote me on it. I can't remember exactly what their thing says, but it should just plug and play into this, which means everything is 100% wired, and I just have to do a quick connect right here, and I got extra lights, which is cool. Turn signals are being relocated, and wiring is being completed next Saturday, hopefully, if shipping stuff gets to me in time, which means you guys need to make sure you're subscribed, turn on post notifications so you don't miss the video. If you like this video, if you like what I'm doing, give this one a thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. It would help the channel out a ton. I am excited to change these up, get that all done, put the tank back on, and finally go for a ride. It's been a while since I've been able to ride this bike with the fairing. I've ridden it testing the fairing when I had it, but it's been a while since I've just had a chance to actually just go ride it. And I miss riding this bike. So I'm very excited to take it out with this Baja Designs. Hopefully next Saturday, get the turn signals mounted up pretty early, go for an early morning ride, like 6 or 6:30. Hopefully it's a little chilly, put some jacket on, or put a jacket on, some cold weather gear, and just really no traffic on the roads, test out this light, and just enjoy the bike. Get down to, back to why I really fell in love with this bike in the first place. Just cruise on it. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what your opinions are on this Baja Designs. Let me know what your opinions are on the bike setup in general. Thank thank you guys very much for watching. Check out all the links in the description. I will link this kit. It's just a single link, but I will link this kit from Get Lowered, and I will link the Cali Raised website as well, just in case you're curious, you know, what they got going on over there as well. Thank you guys for watching. I keep saying it, but you know, I really do appreciate it. So I hope you guys understand that, and I hope I convey how much I appreciate you guys as an audience and the interactions we have. And until the next time, guys, ride safe, have fun. Dad, out.